Welcome back to another explainer. All right, let's just dive right into this, because today we're looking at something I find truly elegant, the binomial theorem. And look, I want you to think of this not as some dusty, abstract formula you memorize for a test, but literally as a mathematical cheat code. You know how in math we often find ourselves just grinding through the same mechanical operations over and over again until suddenly someone brilliant spots an underlying pattern? Well, this theorem, it is the ultimate pattern recognition success story. It's pure efficiency designed to completely bypass some incredibly tedious busy work. Instead of slogging through the steps, we get to hit fast forward and skip straight to the end. So let's get our focused learning hats on. We're going to look at exactly how this shortcut works and why it might absolutely change the way you look at algebra. But to really appreciate the solution here, we kind of need to deeply feel the pain of the problem first. Just imagine, what if you had to expand an expression like a plus b raised to the 10th power? Let's literally walk through what that actually entails. If you did it by hand, you'd multiply a plus b by a plus b to get your squared terms. Okay, fine. But then you'd have to take that whole messy result, a squared plus 2ab plus b squared, and multiply it by a plus b all over again just to get the cubed terms. Now, picture doing that exact cascade of manual multiplication 10 separate times. The polynomial just gets longer and longer and longer with every single step. It's agonizing, it's incredibly repetitive, and honestly, it's a massive trap. Because missing just one single term or dropping a single variable halfway through, boom, it ruins the entire calculation. And the worst part is, you wouldn't even realize you made an error until you reached the very end. So this brings us to a real crossroads in how we approach problem solving. On one hand, we have the hard way, that repeated manual multiplication that totally drains your time, invites that cascade of errors we just talked about, and frankly, makes you question why you even like math in the first place. But then we have the elegant way. Think about it. Instead of slogging through all that grueling foundational work, what if you had one brilliant formula that essentially acts as a teleportation device? A method that just skips straight over all those intermediate steps and drops you right at the final answer. That is the essence of our shortcut today. It fundamentally changes how we handle massive polynomial expansions. We're talking about turning what would literally be an impossible afternoon of busy work into a quick, decisive calculation. All right, so let's pin down exactly what the shortcut is before we peek under the hood to see the engine. Simply put, the binomial theorem provides a definitive formula for expanding any power of a binomial expression. It takes a plus b raised to the power of n and breaks it apart into a highly predictable sum. Actually, it helps to think of it like a recipe. And this recipe, it requires three key ingredients for every single term it generates. First, you need binomial coefficients. Second, you need decreasing powers of a. And third, increasing powers of b. It is a beautifully reliable structure, and the best part is, once you know these ingredients, you completely eliminate the need for manual multiplication. You just follow the recipe and assemble the final polynomial piece by piece. No sweat. Let's break down the mechanical rhythm of this formula because it really just happens in three elegant steps. Step one is fundamentally about choice. When you multiply these terms out, every final term represents a specific combination of picking A versus picking B across those n multiplications. It's kind of like flipping a coin n times. How many different paths can lead you to get exactly 3 heads? That's what this step is doing. It's counting the mathematical combinations. Then we hit step 2, which is where the algebra performs this really predictable dance. As you move through the final sum from left to right, you steadily decrease the power of A while simultaneously increasing the power of B. It's essentially a seesaw of variables. One goes down, the other goes up. And finally, step 3. This is where you weight each term using its corresponding binomial coefficient. But you might be wondering, where exactly do those weights come from? Well, that brings us to what I think is the most fascinating connection in this whole concept. This is where we get into the hidden intuition behind the math, and it is so cool. Our source notes that these binomial coefficients are drawn directly from Pascal's triangle. Now, you probably remember building that famous cascading triangle of numbers back in the day, right? You start with a 1 at the very top, and then for every row below it, you simply add the two numbers directly above to get the number below. So 1 and 1 makes 2, 1 and 2 makes 3, and so on. But here is the kicker. When you were doing that simple addition, you were actually building a complex counting engine. The numbers inside Pascal's triangle aren't just some neat geometric trick. They literally calculate exactly how many different ways each specific combination of A and B can occur. The triangle is basically doing all the heavy combinatorics counting for you, making sure each term in your expansion gets perfectly weighted. Let's ground this with a classic aha moment. Take a plus b squared. If you expand this directly, you get a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. Let's be honest, most of us just memorized this exact formula in high school just to survive algebra, probably without a second thought as to why it works. But look closely at the coefficients attached to those variables. There's an invisible 1 in front of the a squared, a 2 right in the middle, and another invisible 1 in front of the b squared. 1, 2, 1. Guys, those are exactly the numbers that make up the second row of Pascal's triangle. And we can see our seesaw in action here too. The powers of a drop from squared down to the power of 1 to completely gone, and the powers of b do the exact reverse. It's just this beautiful, perfect mapping that proves exactly how the theorem works in practice. And this brilliantly illustrates why this isn't just some neat party trick for small numbers. This beautiful pattern scales infinitely using the exact same theorem. Whether n is 2 or that totally nightmarish power of 10 we mentioned earlier, the mechanics are absolutely identical. The powers of a decrease, the powers of b increase, and you just pull your weight straight from the corresponding row of Pascal's triangle. So for that terrifying power of 10 scenario, you'd simply pull the numbers from the 10th row of the triangle. That's it. By relying on this underlying architecture, the shortcut permanently solves the manual multiplication problem. It literally turns scaling up from a tedious mathematical chore into a remarkably simple exercise in pattern matching. So why does this matter outside the theoretical boundaries of a classroom? Well, because this theorem gives us absolute real-world superpowers. In probability theory, it is the fundamental engine for calculating binomial distributions. Say a factory needs to figure out the statistical likelihood of producing defective parts to manage their quality control, they're leaning heavily on this math. Over in financial modeling, analysts rely on it for calculating highly complex compound growth scenarios. Just think about it for a second. The standard formula for compound interest involves taking 1 plus the interest rate, raised to the power of how many years you're investing. That is essentially just a binomial expansion in disguise. Whether it's computer scientists analyzing algorithms or engineers simplifying massive expressions, this is not just abstract theory. It is a foundational tool driving modern finance, computing, and data analysis. We've seen how the binomial theorem elegantly expands real number expressions, effortlessly replacing hours of manual calculations with one scalable, highly predictable pattern. But, as we know, mathematics never stops at the boundaries of the familiar. The binomial theorem masters real numbers, absolutely. But what shortcut awaits when we need to expand powers of complex numbers? When we introduce imaginary components, the rules inevitably shift. According to our sources, there is a special, equally elegant version just for that realm, called de Moivre's theorem. But how exactly does it bridge the gap from real polynomials into the complex plane? Well, that is a mystery that will definitely leave you wanting to dive even deeper into the elegant shortcuts of mathematics. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and as always, keep learning.